Greetings, YouTube friends. It's another video. Actually, this is the third one. If you're watching this, click like, subscribe, leave comments. If you leave a comment, I will reply to it at some point, and I'll do my best to answer questions. Share the video, add it to your Twitter feed. Help me get the video views up to as many views as possible in as little time as possible. Add me to your featured channel list. Check out my poetry at allpoetry.com/darksidewritings. I'm not sure if I mentioned in the first video that I did on channel changes. Originally the channel was for borderline personality disorder, but I'm kind of changing it now to borderline personality disorder, anxiety, major depressions, any other thing that's bothering me, and I'm getting rid of the 50 views simply because there's too much shit that happens between the time I do a video and waiting for 50 views, and it just becomes too hard. And I don't want to be editing videos, I don't want to be scripting videos, and I want to try to keep them as short as possible. And so I don't have any notes. The one that I just did on schizoid versus borderline personality disorder, or borderline personality disorder versus schizoid, I did that in one video take, and the one on the channel view, the channel changes, I did that in like 3. I don't have a script. I do have some notes on things that I want to cover, and if I'm pissed off, I want you to see me pissed off. If I'm sad, I want you to see me sad. If I'm feeling hopeless, I want you to see that. I don't want things to be scripted. I don't believe everything has a happy ending. I just want to try to keep things as authentic as possible, and I think when things are scripted out, it can't be authentic. And with all the videos I've done, none of them have been scripted, but I've had to do them in like 20 takes, so almost essentially becomes scripted. Anyways, this one's going to be dealing about more anger, because this week's been a tough week as far as anger goes, and I've had some issues with people, and actually it was more last week. I've discussed in some of my previous videos that I coach kids sports, and I like doing that simply because it's one of the few things I think I'm good at, and it's an opportunity to, it's like a break from my life. I'm so focused, when I coach, I'm so focused on that. It's like my real life doesn't exist, and it's like taking a break. Anyways, there was a tournament that we were in, and the team that we played in the finals, we had a pretty, our teams had a good relationship with one another, and the other team did some things that I thought were disrespectful to our team. And anyways, that was unfortunate. And the more I thought about it, the more it angered me. And so, I sent out a email letting them know how disappointed I was. And, the email was actually, it wasn't mean. It was just basically I was disappointed, and I think they jeopardized the relationship between the two teams. Well, then other people from the club got involved, and some of the emails they sent me were very asshole-ish, which, I was already in a pissed off mood, and they really just pissed me off even more. And I had to show a lot of restraint with that, because I really wanted to respond and just basically tell them what cunts I think they are and how stupid I think they are. And I had to show some restraint because I don't want to stop coaching, and I don't want them to, tell me I'm not allowed to coach anymore. So anyways, responding to those emails was a difficult task, but I did manage to show some restraint with the help of Klonopin. Generally, I take zero point 0.5 milligrams of Klonopin as needed, but that day I was so pissed off. I probably, when 0.5 milligrams didn't work, I took another 0.5, and that didn't work. I took another 0.5, and so probably throughout the entire day, I probably took 3 to 4 milligrams of Klonopin because I was so pissed off. And so there was a practice that we were supposed to have, and one of the coaches from the other team I knew was going to be there, and I would have. There is no gray with me. If I have issues with you, if I think you're an asshole, I'm going to tell you that. And I was very irritated, and I still am. And the relationship that I have with the other coach is done and over with. I don't want anything to do with them. And so for me, I basically, the assistant coaches were there. I had to take the day off and just kind of stay to myself because I didn't want to have conflict with the coach of the other team, and I would have said exactly what I think. And what a scumbag I think he is for pulling the shit that he did. And anyways, there's going to be a meeting tomorrow night, which is just a general meeting, but I've made up my mind that I'm not going to that just because I don't. Several of the people that wrote me emails that I wanted to respond to that I didn't respond to are going to be there, and I don't feel like being around those idiots, and I think that I was right in the situation, and generally I can, there's some things where I'm wrong, but generally when you have people start taking pot shots, and I think that's part of the reason people piss me off and I hate people so much is, they can't accept responsibility, and then they want to start taking, pot shots and insulting, and that just pisses me off even more, and I just want to let them know what cunts I think they are. And so anyways, I've made up my mind. I'm not going to the meeting tomorrow night because I don't want to see their faces. I don't want to talk with them. I don't want to interact with them in any way, because if they say something to me, I'll say something back, and I don't want to do that. And so for me, I decided I'm not going. And but the whole thing's disappointing. And that was a lot of Klonopin for me to take. And I used to like to take Klonopin. I used to enjoy it more. I still do enjoy it to some extent. I don't take it. I usually just take the 0.5 every night to help calm the racing thoughts and that. But I don't tolerate Klonopin as well as what I used to. I used to be able to take more, and I enjoyed it, but now it makes me so tired. And I'm already tired enough as it is. That's why I don't like to take it as often. I try to take it just at night to help calm my thoughts and to fall asleep. But if I had to give like an idea of what it's like, if you've ever taken like a Tylenol PM, it's kind of like that, at least for me. So anyways, there was some more splitting that took place this past week with a lot of people, and it's disappointing, and I basically think they're cunts and don't want to interact with them, and so I'm not going to, and just kind of keep to myself and keep my thoughts to myself, and which isn't a good thing, but is what it is. And so had some more anger this week, and I guess just to go off on something else, talk about my anxiety, because this was something I was going to talk about like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but I didn't talk about it simply because I was waiting for 50 views and then something else came up, and so I got sidetracked. But when my anxiety gets really bad, I think one thing with people with borderline personality disorder, we all have anxiety issues, or most of us do. I think most of us have issues with post-traumatic stress disorder to some degree, and also paranoia. And so about 3 or 4 weeks ago, my stress was really high. A lot of things were making me paranoid. And so anyways, the room that I'm in, if you go back and watch some of the earlier videos, it was blue. And I just painted the room. And I saw these like little holes in the wall. And logically, I knew that they were from tacks or nails, but I couldn't convince myself of that. I was thinking bugs and insects were coming out of them, and so I had to take like putty and cover up the little tack holes. And so the walls that were painted now have like all that like spackle on them, and then even in that back wall back there. So I had to put that on there just so I could like monitor the walls. And luckily my paranoia, my walls are messed up, but luckily my paranoia like that doesn't last constantly. It usually be a couple weeks, and I had to go somewhere, and that created a lot of anxiety because I worry about my car breaking down, which it ended up breaking down. I had to put money into it, and it just seems like when I think it happens. And then when I got to the meeting, my chest became tight, and it creates more anxiety because I feel like everybody's staring at me, and I don't want to ask for help because I don't want the attention. And so it just takes a lot of will to kind of keep it together. And so I got out of there. And so, I guess some other things that are frequent with me is, when I get out of the car, I know I have my keys in my hand, but a lot of times, or the majority of the time, I have to, it takes me about 30 seconds, which doesn't sound long, but when you're in the parking lot somewhere, waiting 30 seconds before you can shut the door, it's long and feels long. And I just have to concentrate on the keys being in my hand, and constantly reassuring myself that the keys are in my hand before I can shut the door, because I get worried that I'll lock myself out. That happens consistently with me. That happens all the time. And I guess the other thing that happened right around that time is I had to go to the grocery store, and I was kind of disassociated, where as I was going through the grocery store, I just kind of felt like I was I was like kind of watching myself and other people. I wasn't connected to the other people in the store, so it was kind of like they were in their world. I was in my own world, kind of maneuvering around them. And it's not a scary feeling, it's more of a weird feeling, but that's something that rarely happens with me. I think there's other people that's fairly consistent, but with me it's pretty rare that I experience things like that. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'm probably going to do one more. Whether I'll post all these today or kind of spread them out, I don't know. But anyways, thanks for watching. Share the video, leave comments if you have any. Help me get these videos up to at least 50 views as soon as possible. And for everyone that's subscribed, thanks. Have a good day. Bye.